Yeah, let's pull this up here. All right, everybody. Well, hey, you guys are in for a treat from one of the biggest motivated ladies that I know, who absolutely kills it when motivating her tribe. She is a proud wife and mother, former clinical psychologist, motivational speaker, and multi-million-dollar earning entrepreneur. Denise Walsh started her career by working with families at a local mental health agency as a clinical psychologist, but left the practice to pursue a successful career in the direct sales industry. Her impact as a leader in that field, coupled with her certification and experience as a life and dream coach, has given her the unique ability to help people tap into their ultimate potential and find their greatness. She has found her calling, inspiring others to go after their dreams, to help more than 1 million people find their purpose and fulfill their God-given destiny. And she just does a great job. She is the awesome host of the Dreamcast podcast. And my friend Denise Walsh joined us here on Petra Podcast. How's it going?
Hey. Hi, Scott. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem at all. Well, we originally met, I guess it was going almost 3 years ago at Podfest in Orlando, and we were bouncing ideas kind of in the same spot, podcasting-wise, trying to figure it out. And you've just been kicking butt and taking names. So congratulations to all your success.
Thank you. I know I came in as a hungry learner, and we just talked and networked with everybody. It was such an amazing event. I definitely recommend getting to these events, you guys, because you learn so much, but then you meet so many cool people like Scott.
Yeah, well, like Denise said. So let's talk about your podcast. How's it changed? How's it helped you? Let's dive into that. Share a little bit about your podcast and what's so special about it.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, I'm a former clinical psychologist turned business coach in the direct selling industry, and I've been with my company for over 13 years. And when, at some point I got to this place where everybody was asking me questions. How do you do it? How do you experience success and things? And I thought, I need a way to talk to people in a mass way, but still be able to pick my boys up from school. So I decided a podcast would be a really cool way to add value to the team and beyond, and help give encouragement, support, and skill building to those who were either building their own business as a new entrepreneur or wanting to get out of a rut. So my sweet spot, the thing that makes me so excited is when people have this dream, I call it a spark, and they have this dream in their heart. And my goal is to help give them the courage to actually pursue it. So we talk all things, new entrepreneurs, roadblocks, things that you have to work through. We certainly talk sales, marketing, entrepreneur stuff, because a lot of my audience are new business owners. But I do believe you can thrive in all areas of life. And so we've got parenting stuff, we've got health conversations, and the questions I typically ask them are, all right, so you had an idea and then you actually executed on it. Tell us about that pivot, that transition, and that journey.
There you
Maybe
go.
you were younger.
Oh, hang on. Somebody came back on there. There we go. You're doing an amazing job with that. Now, you've also done a great job, too, of also rolling from the podcast and rolling out a couple books and other things go along with that. I just saw you perk up and get all excited about that, because I remember you were like, I'm getting my first book out, my first manual and stuff. Let's talk a little about that transition for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you are asking others how they monetize the podcast, and I have really worked to create my own products. And so I have a book and 2 journals. I've created an e-course over the past year, and I also do live events. And then I also have a paid membership community. So the podcast has been a way for me to get that information out to people who I know, are tracking with me. They're like my people. And it's been really fun to have a place to connect with them on a deeper level.
Mm-hmm. Now, the thing I always like to ask, too, especially I'm a fan of membership sites. I think membership sites, because we have all our creating tribes, are one of the best things to do, especially with your loyal listeners, because our subscribers really are our biggest cheerleaders that are listening to us on a regular basis. You want to talk a little bit about your membership and kind of what's involved with that and how you created that?
Yeah, absolutely. So My membership site, as of now, is simply a Facebook group, but I add specific and intentional value there that's different than on the podcast and different than on even YouTube. I connect with them on a daily basis. I call it Dream Daily, and it's like a little coaching at the beginning of each day. We have themed months. So this, for example, January was all about money mindset and shifting our money mindset and growing that. So I give exercises frequently, you know, as a clinical psychologist, I'm like, we're not just going to talk about it. I'm going to make you do something. So we have exercises that we do together and we grow in that way. And then we also do a one live training. So an hour-long training once a month that dives deep into a specific topic. And, you know, the people in the Dream Life community, not only like, it feels like we're in this journey together. You know, I'm certainly sharing what I'm experiencing and learning and teaching, but they're also sharing what they're learning and what they're experiencing as they're going after their own goals.
I don't doubt it at all. I'm sure you've probably got do you have the whole year planned out month by month on focus?
Well, I've got the first few months figured out because I also like to poll them. Mm-hmm. And so often I'll kind of get the pulse, the questions that I'm getting. I'll ask them what, you know, I'll have a few people in mind that I want to come in and support the group, and I'll ask them for their opinion. So I've got it, but it's certainly flexible because I really want to meet their need.
Well, that's the beautiful thing. You got a little plan out, so you're not like running behind, but then it gives you time to transition as you meet the needs of your audience and your members there for you. That's awesome. I love that. We've got a membership that we do as well too on a couple facets, and I always love picking people's brains when it comes to what are they doing and adding value. Now, question I asked for you here, because you've been taking some big trips because you've been kicking butt in the direct sales thing. You just went on some awesome
Costa Rica.
Vacation, right? Where'd you go?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Yeah. We went zip lining over the jungle.
There you go. Very nice. Not going to happen to me. No. But the thing I like to ask, are you seeing, is that helping with your podcast? Are you attracting clients or downlines or anything with your direct sales as well too with that?
Yeah, it's been fun to see that it cross over because my podcast and my book and the journals, they're neutral, you know, they're for anybody who has a goal, anybody who wants to kick butt. You know, I feel like my job is not to light a fire under you. My job is to help light a fire within you. And so I'm excited for anybody who's got a goal, no matter what that is. But just sharing my content and getting out in front of new circles, which the podcast has allowed me to do, has certainly brought people who are like, I do have a dream, but I need a path. And the direct selling company can be a great path for getting out of my situation or trying something new. And so it really can kind of bridge both.
I love that. Yeah, it's nice when it crosses over and makes it easier when you kind of, I don't want to say kill two birds with one stone, but have messages kind of cross over and solidify what it really is, right?
It's tricky to have a split focus. So if everything can all meet each other and connect with each other, you know, these products absolutely impact my team. It helps them to dig deep, to grow, to learn, and to stay focused. But then certainly those that are not currently in the company can be invited in because of the content I'm sharing.
That's good stuff. Has there been a struggle for you? Anything that you've been a little surprised with or maybe stubbed your toe on as you're working through?
Starting. I think I had the heart to start a podcast for about 4 years before I started it. And my husband is a digital marketer. And so he, in my mind, is like the tech guy. Yeah. So I would wait for him to get it all set up for me. And finally, I realized like this was my baby. I cared about this. And so I had to Google, how do you start a podcast? And how do you get a mic? And how do you edit it? And the first year, I would say I worked with a company to help get me guests because I didn't really know how to do it. And then once I got knowing people and really understanding how it worked, I've been able to just network within my own. So it's gotten easier. And at first, you know, it takes a lot of brain space, at least for me, but then it becomes habitual. And now I've got podcasts scheduled each week. I'm, you know, recorded through the beginning of March, and it's just a part of the week now. And it's not so hard.
Well, because
we figured it out.
It's become a habit for you and everything,
totally.
You know, it's become a part of your daily activities or weekly activities because you've got a schedule down. I imagine you've got to stick to the schedule. So you got two boys that are very busy and active as well, and,
Yeah.
and go from there, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the cool thing about working with entrepreneurs is most of them are able to do things during the day as well in all time zones. And yeah, and I've met so many amazing people, just connecting through Zoom, just like this, and recording and hearing their stories and being able to share it. It has inspired me. Like, I love my guests so much. I love hearing what they've accomplished and the bumps they've been able to plow through and what they've learned. And yeah, it's been a really big honor to have a platform to share their stories.
What's big on store for the rest for 2020 for you?
2020, I am planning more live events. You know, I kind of got the base down with books and journals and podcast and YouTube. So I've got like the low-hanging fruit where people can start to get to know me, right? But I'm really excited about planning more workshops, more live events, and a coaching program to kind of support and like be more intentional with meeting people who are hanging out on the Dreamcast and beyond. So I'm excited about that. I just did one a few weeks ago, and now I've gotten connected with 2 more that are going to do a workshop, but then also the local hospital and a college, you know what I mean? So you do one and then it starts to bleed into other things. So I'm excited to get more of those on the calendar.
That's good stuff. I'm looking for, it'll be, sure you're going to deliver a lot of value there.
It's so
You
fun.
always do. That's good. Are you seeing a lot of great stuff coming from the books and the podcast kind of joining together a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's like getting my heart and my message out onto paper, and then the feedback. And the cool thing is with podcasting, as you guys know, and with books on Amazon and YouTube, all of it, you can listen to it anywhere and you can read it anywhere. So I get feedback from all over the world, and it's like, those are the things that make you go, it's worth the effort. It's worth the hard bumps that we went through, or, you know what I mean? Because it's impacting people, and those ripple effects impact people all over that we might never even hear of. But our message is important and we have to share it.
Mm-hmm. One last question here, because I know you've got this amazing thing that you do to get people to leave you reviews. You've run some different contests, haven't you? You want to share that little nugget of knowledge?
I totally did. So I, especially for the podcast, when we first launched, I gave people like a 2-week window or a 1-week window to leave reviews. And then I give away coaching calls. I give away my books. I give away even like a 4 or 5 winner mastermind type call where we can, like a group coaching session. And so I've done that. And then even for the books, part of the autoresponders is to leave reviews, because we know that the more reviews you have, the more credible you seem, the more people will want to be on my show because they know that people are listening and it's valuable. And so, yeah, I've done a lot of fun stuff with that.
Good stuff. Well, Denise, what's the best way for people that are watching this or listening to this to reach out to you, connect with you?
I am on Facebook and Instagram at the Denise Walsh, and you can go to denisewalsh.com.
Well, thank you so much for bringing some great stuff. Great to see you again.
Yes,
and
you too.
Go out and keep kicking butt and taking names. All right, Denise?
You too. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye. That was good. All right.